The performance of an identity is rarely a matter of mere aesthetic flourish. It is a meticulously calibrated, high-stakes psychological infrastructure designed to navigate the treacherous, gaze-heavy waters of a world that demands conformity. And in Dragadon, the sharp, atmospheric, and lethally paced inaugural movement of Odette C. Bell's latest Odyssey, the concept of performance is re-engineered into a high-stakes, arcane industrial survival thriller. Bell, the master couturier of this neon-drenched, identity-riddled, and reality-bending narrative, delivers a visceral, deeply intense, and humor-laced masterpiece that treats the art of transformation not as a social statement, but as a perilous, reality-anchoring necessity. This isn't a story of whimsical, spotlight-seeking stagecraft. It is a rapid-fire, deeply intense plunge into the logistical nightmare of maintaining a foothold in a society where the very public perception of reality has a predatory agenda. The perilous collision between a desperate protagonist's search for authenticity and the absolute, unchecked malice of an ancient, dogma-bound entity that views mortal expression as a contaminant to its ecosystem. And the terrifying truth that when you engage with the performance, you don't just witness a transformation, you sympathize a reality-stabilizing buffer against the encroaching, sanity-eroding void. Bell hooks the audience instantly by constructing a high-stakes, hyper-focused trap. A talented, disenfranchised performer, forced to defend their client's secrets against a series of supernatural invasions, finds themselves bound to a legacy that requires the systematic, tactical manipulation of nature's own unrefined charisma to survive. The narrative center zeroes in on the protagonist's methodical, high-pressure descent into the glitter stitching, a state of hyper-rational, stage-infused perception that forces them to parse the fundamental, reality-rewriting intent of their performer-aligned magic. As they traverse the oppressive, spotlight-cluttered corridors of the city's highest stages and the dangerously shifting, memory-saturated archives of the theater's borderlands, they realize that their performance is not merely a service provision, it is a systemic catalyst that is drawing the attention of the critics, entities that hunt those who dare to master the narrative that consumes reality. The investigation into the sudden, coordinated disappearance of the city's most valuable, magically charged costumes quickly escalates into a dangerous, high-stakes tactical chess match as they discover that the entire performance structure has been covertly funded by the very darkness they are working to keep at bay. Forced to juggle the logistical nightmare of managing a rapidly decaying, reality-bending research project, the constant, suffocating threat of archival erasure, and the mounting, undeniable encounter with the cost of their own burgeoning power, they must synthesize a new way of existing, one built on tactical linguistics, radical, improvised stage weaving, and an unyielding, purely human refusal to let their truth be redacted by the stage's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. Bell's writing style is unapologetically rhythmic, machine gun fast, and saturated with an intense, authentic blend of theater arcane jargon, sharp, cynical, intellectual wit, and high-stakes environmental dread. She builds exceptional structural tension by pairing the mundane, aching routines of survival, cross-referencing tactical stage plots, deciphering forbidden, costume-aligned texts, and enduring the quiet, crushing weight of constant, vigilant isolation with the chaotic, nightmare-filled assaults of the theater's truth-guarding spirits. The story moves forward with a relentless, momentum-driven energy, turning routine analytical probes, calculated maneuvers through the stage's secret, gold-filled basements, and tense, high-stakes standoffs with lethal, logic-warping figures into pulse-pounding steps closer to an inevitable, reality-defining confrontation. The presentation thrives on this sharp, analytical focus, making every discovered anomaly, every executed reality stabilization command, and every deep-seated fear confronted feel like a high-stakes victory for the human spirit. What makes Dragadon an exceptional entry in the modern dark urban fantasy canon is Bell's unparalleled ability to develop a highly compelling, logic-driven performer whose cognitive discipline is treated as a supreme navigational asset rather than a tragic, fading memory. Watch as they transform their experience with obscure, glamour-bound data into a compass, learning to navigate the chaotic heavens to outmaneuver a power that operates with absolute, terrifying precision. As the structural walls of their reality begin to collapse, and the true scope of the performance danger is exposed, the pacing transforms into a breathless, heart-pounding race to maintain the shred of truth they carry before their consciousness is permanently unstitched by the theater's relentless, physics-enforcing machinery. The final act is an absolute masterclass in suspense, delivering a barrage of explosive realizations, shattered paradigms, and a spectacular, jaw-dropping climax that completely leaves the reader thoroughly stunned. For fans of thrillers demanding of brilliant, character-driven, and masterfully paced exploration of physics and urban mythic imperialism, this book delivers an unforgettable shockwave.